Hello everyone, and today we're going to be looking at Fortnite with Unreal Engine 5.1. So with Fortnite Battle Royale Chapter 4, the update for today now includes Unreal Engine 5.1. And with upgrading to Unreal Engine 5.1, there are several things that have been changed. So these are settings that you will see in the graphic settings when you get into the game. But Nanite just higher detailed architectural geometry, so everything does look really good. Everything looks sharper, much more detail. Then there's also lumen, so this is just better ray tracing essentially, so better reflections, better illumination. Then there's also virtual shadow maps, so there's more detail in shadowing. And then there's also a temporal super resolution scaler. That's what I'm going to go through today. The different TSR resolutions. As far as I'm aware, there's no DLSS support, XeSS support, or FSR support in this yet, and I'm not sure if there's anything in here. I didn't see it talking about feature support, but I'm assuming it's going to come. Anyway, let's get into the game and see what it looks like. So what I'm starting off with here is 1080p. I got a funny feeling this is going to be pretty demanding on the GPU. The recommended GPU is 5700 XT, so I'll be curious to see how much the 6700 XT will perform. So we're going to start off with Epic. Everything's going to be turned on Epic. We'll leave Temporal Super Resolution on at Native, and we'll scale that back as we go through the game. And just test it out, see what kind of performance we can get. Then with hardware ray tracing, I'm going to keep that off because, well, as everyone knows, AMD is not that great with ray tracing. Anyway, let's get this going and jump into a game and see how it looks. Well, as you can see, it is struggling at 1080p Epic with native resolution. It's very choppy, not very great gaming experience. This is pretty painful. Now, don't mind my gameplay because, well, I really do suck at this.
The reality augmentation system is up and running.
Yeah.
Select the mod you want and see what happens.
Surprisingly, these people suck more than I do, because I very rarely play this game, once in a blue moon. Well, as you can see, my 6700 XT is struggling to keep up with this game. We can't even crack 60 FPS on average. It's hitting a 1% low of 33 and then 0.1% low of 9, so it's a pretty demanding game. I don't know how anyone running like something like a 1060 or 1070 is going to be able to keep up, considering the recommended GPU now is a 5700 XT. Okay, now we're going to drop down the Temporal Super Resolution down to Quality and leave everything else the same and see what kind of performance we're going to get here. So I'm a few minutes into the game after I've restarted, and you can tell already that performance has jumped considerably. We're now averaging an FPS around 78 with a 1% low of 63 and 0.1% low is at 41. We're getting to much better frame rates. Everything's a lot smoother. Just dropping it down to Quality. However, anyone with a high refresh screen is definitely going to probably see some kind of tearing anyways. At 78 FPS, the 144 Hz monitor is a lot more popular now, and this is not going to even come close to hitting it. Let's move on and drop the resolution down a little bit further. Okay, back in the Temporal Super Resolution, and we'll drop it down to the next level, to Balanced. And again, we see another bump in performance. We're now averaging 94 FPS with the 1% low of 73. And, well, I would ignore the 0.1%. It might have been due to the loading screen or something like that. But we're getting, yeah, it's getting up there, but we're still not at the, you know, what I would expect the 6700 XT could handle in a 1080p at 1080p resolution. It's still struggling to get up to that high FPS frame rate for competitive gaming. And last but not least, we're going to drop the Temporal Super Resolution down to Performance and see what kind of FPS we can get here. Well, we finally cracked into the hundreds. 102 average and 78 for the 1% low. It really good gameplay, but still we're not, even scaling it down this far, we're still not getting into that high frame rate gaming experience you would think you'd get from a 6700 XT. This just goes to show you how demanding Unreal Engine 5.1 is. But I do have to say, everything looks fantastic. If you go back and put it back to native resolution at 1080p, everything looked friggin' amazing. Everything was crisp, the shadow, it was really good. Really excited to see other games that come out with this, but wow, like the GPU 6700 XT just does not cut it. It cannot get up there for high refresh gaming. But anyway, tell me what you think, and have a good one.